Today in our 2019 Subaru Forester, we're going to be doing a test fit on the Thule SquareBar Roof Rack system. This system is specifically designed to mount to your raised rails on your Forester. With this system, it's going to allow you to carry roof-mounted accessories, things like bike racks, kayak carriers, cargo boxes, and much more. The square bars stretch across our roof 47 inches, so we're not going to be able to carry just one accessory. We can carry maybe 2, 3 bike racks, 2 kayaks, whichever you'd prefer. You can see how it has that square bar design. It features grooves up top. This is going to help grip our accessories when they're clamped around it. Now these aren't going to be as aerodynamic as those arrow or elliptical style bars. These are more your entry level, but they're certainly going to get the job done. They're going to work with your standard clamp-on accessories. 4 raised Evo feet keep our crossbars in place. How they work is they clamp around that raised rail. They do feature rubber padding, that way they don't harm or scratch it should you want to take the roof rack system off. Now underneath our front cover here, it has our tightening bolt. The cover is going to protect it from the elements. It's also going to help deter theft. When everything's all tightened up, the cover goes back on and we can lock it with a flathead screwdriver or a coin. Now if you'd like to upgrade security, you can add some metal Thule locking cores to all of those feet. That way no one can remove the roof rack from your raised rails. Now this roof rack system has a weight capacity of 220 pounds. That's a step up compared to some of the other roof rack systems out there. You will, however, want to check with your Forester's owner's manual to see if your roof can support that much weight. Now I'm going to give you some clearance measurements. This will give you an idea of how much you've added to the roof of your Forester, and it may help you when using those clamp-on accessories. So from the top of the roof to the underside of the bar is about 3 3/4 of an inch. From the top of the roof to the top of the bar is about 4 1/2 inches. With this roof rack system in place, I would like to mention that you're still going to be able to use your sunroof. Now that we've gone over the features, I'll go ahead and show you how to get it set up. I've already got my front square bar in place. I'd like to point out that we can put these anywhere on our raised rails we want. We just want to place it to where it's going to work out best with our accessories. That rear crossbar installs the same way. Let's go ahead and do it together. Well, first we're going to remove that end cap. Then we'll take our raised Evo foot and we want to slide it into the channel here on the back side. Then we'll replace that cap. That way it doesn't come off. Now it doesn't rightly matter where this is positioned. We will worry about it when we get it up on our Forester's roof. Now I'm going to place it on the other side of this pillar here, so we'll gently rest it in place and make sure that we get it sitting down over that raised rail. Now what we want to do is take the slack out of the clamp here. So I'm just going to go ahead and tighten it up a little bit until it makes contact, and then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Before we go any further with tightening it down, I want to make sure that we have an even crossbar spread on each side. So I'm going to measure center on center, and that way we can continue. Now we can continue tightening it down. We want to be sure that that rubber flap on each side is going to press out as we're tightening. We don't want it bunched up and tucked underneath itself. So we're going to give it a few turns here and a few turns on the other side, and then we're going to adjust that bar overhang. Now you can use a tape measure or you can just eye it up for this if you'd like. I know my bar needs to come this way a little bit, so I'm just going to grab it and then pull it towards me. A little bit too much there. That looks pretty good. Now we can tighten it up until our tool gives us an audible click. That's how we know it's properly torqued down. When it's all said and done, we can put on our covers and lock them up. Now you can use a flathead screwdriver or coin, whichever works easiest for you, and we're all set. With everything assembled and installed correctly, we're ready to load up our favorite roof-mounted accessory and hit the road. But that's going to complete our test fit of the Thule Square Crossbar Roof Rack System on our 2019 Subaru Forester.